4. 4 is about, it's called expanding, it's also called distributing. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking that number that is directly outside the parentheses and multiplying it by the 2 on the inside. So this first question here, we had 3.6 times t. Well, 3.6 times t is just 3.6 t because t is 1 and anything times 1 is just itself, 3.6 t. And then in this second blank here, it wants us to show what we're multiplying. So we're multiplying this 3.6 times 5. So it just wants 3.6 in there as well. We'll shorten that one. Okay, then it wants to know what is all of this. So this first blank here should be 3.6t. Goes here, and 3.6 times 5 is 18. So we have 18 in this second blank here. I can't add 18 to 3.6t, so the expanded expression is 3.6t plus 18. Okay, what it was doing over here is it was kind of doing the area model. In terms of distributive properties. So what are we multiplying that 3.6 by? Well, we're multiplying it by t, and we're multiplying it by a positive 5. So what it wants in this box here is 5, and what it wants in that box there is that 3.6 times t is 3.6t. And 3.6 times 5 is 18. So if you prefer to do it in the area model rather than writing it down, you can definitely use that in this lesson. So if you know the value of t, would the evaluated expression be different if you added the known value of t and 5 and then multiplied by 3.6? Okay, so what it's saying is if t was 1, would it be the same? Would we get the same answer here as we did here? So if we did 3.6 times 1, that's going to be your 3.6, and then we're going to add 18 because that's our other one. So it would have been 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. So 1 plus 5 is 6, and we're going to multiply that by 3.6. So we're going to get 21.6 if we solved this and then multiplied by this. Okay? Or if we did it here, if we had this and then found out that this was 1, it's going to be 3.6 times 1, which is 3.6, and we're still going to add 18 so we're going to get the same problem. We're still going to get 21.6. So yes, convince me, we would get the same answer. So let's do number 2 here. Use the distributive property to expand the expression. I've learned from the last one that's probably going to be here instead of me just talking about it. So we would take this x and we would multiply it by the 2 things on the inside. Okay, the thing that's different here is this part here. When we multiply letters together, we don't get anything. We can't actually multiply them together. So we're just going to set them side by side because that means multiplying. Okay, when things are beside each other, just like up here, it means that we're going to multiply. So when we multiply x times y, we're just going to get xy. We're just going to put them beside each other because that's how it works. So x times negative 2 is negative 2x. X times negative 0.5y is negative 0.5xy. Xy is not the same as x, so I can't subtract this from this. We can't subtract those because this has a y and that one doesn't, so they're not like terms. So that is going to be our final answer for that one. So expand the expression here. If we take t times negative 1.2w, we're going to get negative 1.2tw. W. If we take t times 3, we're going to get plus 3t. So that is the expanded of that one. When we're multiplying letters, they just go side by side instead. Okay, example 3. We'll look at it real quick here. Simplify the expression 1/3 times 2 times negative 3x plus 3. So we're going to multiply it by 3 things this way. Here's the first way. We can use the distributive property first to distribute the coefficient negative 1/3. So 1/3 times 2, 1/3 times negative 3x, 1/3 times 3. Figure out what all of those are. 1/3 times 2 is 2/3. Negative 1/3 times negative 3 is just 1, because this is 1 over 3 and this is 3 over 1. So 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 3 is 3 times 1 is 3, so it's 1. And then negative, so same thing. This is 1 as well, because this is 3 over 1 if we were to use my cursor as a 1. So 3 times 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 1 is 3, so it's 1 whole. This is a constant, it has no letter. This also has no letter over here, so they're like terms, you got to put them together. So 1 plus 2/3, or negative 2/3 minus 1, or plus negative 1, is negative 1 and 2/3, but they used it as an improper fraction. So a whole out of thirds is 3/3 plus 2/3 is 5/3 plus x. Okay, here is another way. So simplify within the parentheses first. So they saw that there are two constants in the parentheses first. So we can do that. We can do 2 plus 3, which is 5, minus 3x, and then distribute. So we're only distributing to 2 things instead of to 3. So if you can simplify the inside, you can do that first, or you can just distribute and do it later. Either way, you're going to have to combine like terms if there are terms to combine. So last one here, simplify the expression there. Okay, so we have negative 2/5 times 10 is going to be 4. Okay, 10 over 1, so 2 times 10 is 20, over 5, 20 divided by 5 is 4, so we're going to have a negative 4. Then we have a negative times a positive, so I know it's going to be something negative already. Negative 2/5 times 15 over 1. 2 times 15 is 30, divided by 5 is 6, so minus 6m. And then I have a negative times a negative, so I know it's going to be positive. And 20 over 1 times 2 over 5 is 40 over 5, and 40 divided by 5 is 8, so plus 8. Okay, then I have, here's a constant and here's a constant, so I have to put them together, so that's not my final answer. Negative 4 plus 8 is just 4, so I can have negative 6m plus 4, or 4 plus negative 6m, or 4 minus 6m. Those are all equivalent after. So our final answer would have to be one of these 3 down here, not this one, because you're not done, because it has like terms in it already. Okay, so factoring is one that can come easy or can be difficult. So if you're not getting distributing, make sure that you see me in a seminar one day, because if you don't get it now, it's going to be a whole lot of trouble later.